Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I'd like to do for you guys this morning is that I'm going to basically be doing a special topics reading. Okay, you've all heard the news, and in view of the recent allegations against Les Moonvees, CBS executive, what's really going to be the outlook of Julie Chen's marriage? And how um, do they actually really feel about one another? Okay, so let's go on and examine a reading. Okay, I'm going to be using my Lenormand's deck, and I've already shuffled. I'm using Liz Ding's deck, and the cards are displayed, everyone, as shown here. Okay, so prior to getting into your reading, I'm going to just make a few general observations as it relates to, how Les is kind of seeing Julie at this moment. Just looking at these cards here, it seems that he sees her as being very educated, somewhat secretive. It's something unknown about her that, or mysterious that he doesn't know. The cards also show that clearly she's a businesswoman, a very good decision maker. But when you also look at um, these cards here, it kind of shows that he sees her somewhat as a party girl, as very popular. She's quite charming and sensitive. Okay, she's also quite decisive, and it seems that she's facing a lot of emotional difficulties, which we would expect at this moment, and there might be a pending breakup. Okay, so let's go on and get started and just look at the cards here and just first examine, how Les sees Julie. Okay, we have the book card there. So as I had mentioned somewhat in the observations, is that this card, you guys, is all about the unknown. It's all about secrets or hidden secrets or education, and it shows that Les sees Julie as, again, very intelligent, wise, and an individual who is very discreet, mysterious, even secretive. Okay, he also, feels Julie has an incessant thirst for knowledge, making her very curious. And he feels she's an expert in her field. Okay? The next card here, the fish card there, that says, that card, guys, is all about, business dealings. It's all about self employment and, usually prosperity. So this card, says that Les sees Julie as very business savvy, as an independent individual, whose rise to fame has not only made her millions as a successful entrepreneur, but also she's become internationally recognized and a well-respected figure amongst Hollywood's elite. Okay? And this card here, the shite, that card is really all about, separations, grief, and pain, which can be very harsh and hurtful toward one another. Therefore, at this moment, Les kind of, he certainly feels rejected and feels a breakup it will ensue. And since this card is so closely linked to the woman card, it shows that a breakup is indeed possible. Okay? Since this card is really all about, cutting away something or cutting off a connection. And, moreover, this card says that Les sees her as very mean and really not interested in his explanations, as to why things may have happened, and he also sees Julie as a bit scarred, and it seems that perhaps this may not have happened. This may not be the first time that this has happened because she's a bit scarred from perhaps past hurts that she sustained, while being in this relationship or this marriage, if you will. However, despite it all, he still sees Julie as very charming when you look at this card here. Okay? And the garden card here, that card is all about the public and social network. And so, therefore, this card says that, Les sees Julie as being very popular, social, street smart, and even a bit promiscuous, when you kind of see this card. So sometimes there might be, I wouldn't say valid reasons, but there may be reasons why people act the way that they do. Okay? And it could just, in fact, be as a result of something Julie may have done to him in the past. But again, this card shows that he sees her as a Jezebel or a playgirl type, and this might give credence, as I suggested, to why he might have felt comfortable engaging in extramarital affairs. And finally, here we see the Moon card, guys. And this card is all about our dreams and our intuition, and says that Les sees Julie as very spiritual and quite moody. It also shows his feelings hasn't diminished for her, and he still loves her deeply. Okay, so now we're gonna just turn tables here, and I'm gonna just look at these cards from the perspective of how you know Julie is kind of viewing Les. Okay, and prior to getting into this reading, or actually getting into this discussion, I'm going to review some of the other combinations and connections that I'm seeing from her angle. I'm seeing that it looks like certainly an investigation is going on. Okay, I'm also feeling that because when you're seeing, particularly these two cards there, it shows a lot of depressive news, and even in fact, it does, kind of shows a strong possibility of an end of a relationship, or even type communication problems. It even shows mental breakdown. Okay, I'm also feeling too, because you have these two cards also there too, is that I'm seeing something as it relates to courts. Perhaps this case in fact might go to court. I'm also seeing a possible prison sentence, as well as possibility of bankruptcy. Okay, and I'm seeing a lot of emotional despair, shock. And even though I usually wouldn't mention that, we also have a possibility of death, that could kind of surface out of this, because we have the coffin card there. So let's go on and get started, and I'm gonna kind of reveal to you how Julie is seeing Les in the situation. And we also start here too with the book card, and that card again, ladies, is all about the unknown. So it seems that with a lot of these cards, they're kind of really viewing each other the same way. Of course, Julie sees Les as being very educated and wise and somehow secretive. She also sees him as being very business savvy, independent. And, she sees that his rise, to fame has also made him, millions and recognized internationally. And the bird cards here shows that, she kind of, sees him as being very communicative and very gossipy, you know. And she also sees him as being a bit nervous, it seems, with regards to the outcome, because he shows the death card there. So she feels that he's very nervous about what may transpire with this. Okay. I'm also feeling too, just by looking at these cards, she also sees him, you know, as perhaps as being, very, egotistical. Okay. And I'm also feeling that there could also, be a potential pregnancy or rumor regarding saying that might crop up, you know, and that could be a potential concern of Julie's. Okay. And when you see the coffin here, that card is really all about making important decisions or really kind of ending something. So this card suggests that Julie might feel that she really has no other option but to end her marriage or get a divorce, with the embarrassment that she's feeling. And I'm feeling this is a decision that she fears she would have no other choice but to make. And she sees Les, with this card too, as being a very destructive or sick person, and he's very depressed at this moment. And again, with the moon card there, that's all about dreams, as I suggested in our intuitions, and says that despite Julie's feelings, she still kind of sees Les as spiritual and intuitive. And with the garden card here, it shows that despite all of it, she still loves him. So it's going to be quite a bit of a challenge, but I don't think that, it's going to be a great turnout for Les. So, you guys, this is what I have in regards to this situation. I certainly look forward to hearing your comments, and I certainly will be posting more topics of this nature, as the year move along or as the months progress. Okay. For any of you who have yet to subscribe to my channel, please go on and do that. And if you like this reading, please give it a big thumbs up. I certainly look forward to hearing your comments and enjoy your day. Thank you.